Hello everyone and welcome! With the recent announcement of Sonic Forces, I figured I would do a drawing of Sonic and Tails. As you can see, I'm not the best artist, and when I scanned this, it didn't scan so well. So I'm going to start by simply outlining what I'd already drawn. For doing the outlining, I have a Wacom bamboo tablet, and I have my brush set at 7 points with a very hard edge. And I'm basically just going to trace along what I've already done. Now, because I am using the tablet, I have the ability to draw using a pressure-sensitive pen, which would allow me to do a little finer edging. So why don't we get started? First, we're going to start by creating a new layer. It's an empty layer, and we're going to simply call it outline. And it's on this layer that we'll be doing said outline. I'm going to make sure we have this layer selected. Once we do, we're simply just going to trace over the old lines. Now, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me trace my old drawings, so why don't we speed this up a little bit. Now that the outline is complete, it's time to start coloring. So the coloring process isn't as tedious or as slow as the outline process. It's actually quite easy. First, we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to put it under the outline layer. And then we're going to select the outline layer, as well as push W and select our wand tool. And on the outline layer, we're just going to start selecting areas, like the ear, the body, the legs, the tail, and so on. Now we're going to select our color layer. And once we have, we're going to select our brush, we're going to make it huge. And then we're simply going to just color it in. Easy peasy. Now we're just going to continue on in this fashion until both characters are colored. Now again, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do this. Although it doesn't take all that long, I'm still going to speed it up for you. See, that didn't take so long, did it? Alright, we've colored it. Doesn't look all that bad, but something's missing. It looks a little flat. So why don't we start doing some shading? First, we're going to create a new layer. We're going to call it shadows. You can call it anything you want, really. I'm going to call it shadows. We're going to put it under the outline, but above the color. And then we're going to press I and use our ink drop tool. This is going to sample one of the colors, so it's blue in this case. We're just going to drop it down a few darker shades. For this, we want a fairly large brush with a very soft edge. And then we're just going to start drawing it in. The nice thing about Photoshop is you don't have to be afraid to go outside the lines. In fact, in this case, I think it might be encouraged. And again, I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me do all the shading, so why don't we speed this up? Alright, now the shading's all done. You probably noticed that with Sonic, I was being quite messy with it, as I have here with Tails. And I left it like this for a reason, so that you could see what it was I was doing. Basically, I just shaded in wherever. And then what I'll do is I'll select the outline layer, use the wand tool and select the area. So go back to the shading layer and simply just push delete. See? Shading's all done. That's what I mean by don't be afraid to go outside the lines. Alright, you've probably noticed that there's something missing in these drawings. Figured it out yet? Nah, the eyeballs. Anyways, for this one I'm going to cheat a little bit. We're going to select our marquee tool, make sure it's elliptical instead of square, and we're just going to place the eyeball where we want it to go. This looks about right. We're going to use our paint bucket by pushing G, and we're just going to color in this selection with black. Then we're going to tilt it a little bit, like so. Alright. Now that that's done, there's still something else missing. We're going to zoom in, we're going to use our marquee tool again, and we're just going to use
Put a little one in there. And we're going to fill this one with white. Boom. Give it a little bit of a tilt so it matches the overall eyeball. Make sure it's still selected, and then we're just going to refine a little bit by drawing in with black. And we're just going to go on like this with all 4 eyeballs. Not all that difficult. Saves a little bit of time, and it looks pretty good. A little bit here. What we're going to do is we're going to copy the eyeball we've already made. We're just going to paste it and move it on over. So yeah, a little bit of cheating, but I mean, they're going to look the same anyways. We're going to change the size, give it a little tilt, place it. Right there, perfect. Yeah, okay, that looks better. Now there's a little bit of overlap here with the ridge of the eye, so we're just gonna erase it a little bit so that it's a little more flush. So yep, there we go. Perfect. Awesome. Looks great. See? Sonic has eyeballs now. Time to move on to tails. Now, when I drew this, I screwed up a little bit. You see the one on the left here is rounder, and the one on the right is a little more oval. But we're still going to try and make it work. Select our marquee tool. We're going to make this one rounder, and we're just going to try and place it perfectly. If you want to move the marquee, the selection, you just push spacebar, or I should say hold down the spacebar. It allows you to move it and place it. Alright, this looks good. And again, we're just going to fill it in with black. Doesn't look too bad, the placement, so we'll just leave it there for now. Give it a little bit of a tilt. That looks good. Deselect it. Now it's time to add the white part, the actual eyeball, I guess. I'm going to place it here. Again, make it somewhat roundish. I don't know if that... what do you guys think? Nope, down here? Up here? Let's go with up here. Alright, perfect. Now we're just going to fill this with white. There you go. Again, give it a little bit of a tilt. Make sure it's still selected. And then we're going to use our brush tool. We're just going to brush out the edges with black so that it fits a little bit better. Deselect it. As you can see, there's a little bit of overlap into his face, so we're just going to erase it along the edge. Just look a little more flush. Perfect. Looking pretty good. Tails. Now it's on to the last eyeball. Again, marquee tool. Because this eye is a different shape, we're going to make it less round and a little more oval, kind of like an egg. Placement looks good. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Fill it in with black. Now we'll use our marquee tool again for the white bit. Again, make sure it's elliptical, not square. And we're just going to place it. This looks good. Yep. And fill it with white. Like so. Give it a tilt again. And once again, just edge it out with black. Now again, you notice there's some overlap on his face, so we just edge it right out, like so. Alright, that looks pretty good. Pretty flush with the face. And our heroes have eyeballs. How about that? So there's our heroes all done, but they're just on a transparent background, which is kind of boring. So we'll create a new layer and make our brush extra huge. We'll pick a color. White doesn't look too bad. Again, kind of boring though, don't you think? Just them on a white background. Oh, we'll do something a little different. Sonic's blue. Oh, we use a paler blue and maybe just color in around Sonic with a paler blue color. A little more interesting, and then because Tails is orange, we'll use a paler orange and just color in around Tails. And because this layer is at the bottom, it doesn't affect our overall drawing. So there we have it. We're all done. Sonic and Tails. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. And if there's any other characters you'd like to see me attempt, please leave it in the comments below. Perhaps you have something you want me to color. Feel free to get in touch. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.